4 core strategies for managing stress and anxiety. This is your personal reset button. I am Dr. Jane, joined by the lovely Coach Kendra. Hey, Kendra.
Hello, everybody. So happy to be here today. And probably like us, Dr. Jane and myself, you probably have anxiety or stress on occasion. I know a lot of times I will feel a little bit of anxiety when I first wake up in the morning. So we're going to give you,
Really?
yeah, I feel it in my tummy. Yep. I'll wake up and I think it's probably because my mind, as soon as I wake up, my mind is working before I'm even out of bed. And then I start thinking of the things that I need to do during the day. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this. You know, your mind starts going. And so
okay, well, I'm gonna coach you a little bit right now before we dig into everybody else.
Okay, cool.
You
Great.
just opened it up.
You're gonna give me a truth bomb.
Yeah. So the truth bomb is you can control that. You can control your minds going off. And it's kind of like, do you ever see those parents with kids that are kind of out of control and the parents are just like,
Yeah,
that's what you're letting your mind do first thing in the morning, Mom.
Yeah.
So what you've got to do, and gentle is your word, gently, just like you would a child who's getting a little bit too close to the edge of something, guide your mind back. And what I want you to do very, very first thing in the morning, when it starts to race down that hill, say, no, come back. First, gratitude. And I keep a gratitude journal. I do more than 1 point, but I want you, just while you're laying there in bed, 1 point of gratitude about anything. Oh, I love my sheets. Gee, I'm so glad that the air conditioner is operational because the climate in here is so lovely. I'm so thankful that I have an amazingly fit body and am dedicated to yoga. Whatever you can find to be thankful for, 1 point of gratitude, and then sit in that point of gratitude. I would like you to sit there for 30 seconds to a minute to start. I'd like you to work up to 5 minutes. That's going to train your brain. You can't just go run amok all over here, little kid. You come back here. First things first.
Back.
Come on back. Not get back here.
Come on back. Come on
here.
Yes.
Hear the tone, the gentle. Come on back. And we're just going to sit here and do this first because it feels good and it's going to set us up for a positive mindset for the whole day. And then when you're ready to leave that little gratitude spot, then you can say, okay, what do we have to do today? And then you can carry your gratitude through to all those points. All right, I know I have to do all this. I know that it's a lot. I am so happy and grateful that I have the gift of this work, this duty, this thing that I'm not necessarily looking forward to that I know can teach me a lesson.
Yeah, absolutely.
And make me better.
So it's amazing how it switches your brain automatically, like literally, you know, and especially if you do it on a regular basis. But
automatically. And I do that with clients as well who are like, why is this such a problem for me? I am so happy and grateful now that I have the hindsight to see this pattern so that I can recognize that I need to change it. I am so happy and grateful. They just shifted from beating myself up. Why am I like to? I'm so happy and grateful that I can even recognize this. Oh, that's the first step in changing it. So gratitude is your answer for so much, including reducing stress and anxiety.
So before you get out of bed.
First thought of the day.
First thought of the day. Some other things, there's actually 4 core strategies. That's part of the first one that I'm going to go over as well. So that would be the first thing that you could do first thing in the morning if you're feeling sometimes like I am with that little funny feeling in your tummy as you're getting up out of bed. But some of the things that I also use first thing in the morning is attention centering techniques, which means you're getting your attention back to being present in your day. So meditation. So for those of you who do not meditate or you think meditation is crazy, it's actually getting to be a little more, people are accepting it a little more, but I know a few years ago, I don't know what they were doing sitting there. I just thought
And lately I have worked with several people who have said, I keep trying to meditate, and I'm trying to meditate, and I'm trying to clear my mind, and I'm trying. So what we've recently done is recorded, if you're trying to meditate, if you're one of those checkbox people who's trying real hard,
yeah,
stop, because you're not ready to meditate yet.
right.
If you're trying, because meditation's actually the opposite of that. And that doesn't make sense to checkbox people who like to be able to follow a format. So what we've done is recorded a very brief, it's actually 10 minutes. It's 5 minutes of guided with 5 more minutes of music to help you just continue on if you need longer than that 5 minutes. But it's just taking you to the breath. Because just like you said, first thing in the morning, and you're a coach and you guide people through this. So everybody falls back into this sometimes, and it's fine. You just have to know the steps to get out. You've got to just learn how to calm it first before you can even think about meditation. So there's several people who are our clients right now who I've said, I want you to stop meditating, because what you're actually doing is you're giving 20, 30 minutes to all these thoughts and you're re-solidifying them, and meditation's not doing what you want it to do. But first, before you're ready to go to first grade, you have to finish kindergarten. Let's go back and figure out just how to calm first. So we'll link to that in this video.
Yeah, and what that does is it releases, if you do it when you start doing it correctly, and after you've learned how to do it correctly, it just releases all the stress in your body and just calm. So I don't do a lot of meditation. It's not like you have to sit there for an hour or whatever. We do maybe 15, 20 minutes at the most every morning with our workout routine. Breath work, you mentioned breathing. Breath work is another way to center your mind. And I've done actually a little bit of breath work with the program that I was in recently. So it's something fairly new to me, but it's another calming, centering technique that you can use to help with the stress and anxiety that you may be feeling. And you can do it any time of the day. Same thing with meditation, right? So if you're feeling in the afternoon that you need to relax a little bit, or the stress of the day is getting to you, you can do some breath work. Or, as Dr. Jane said, pull up that meditation that she's going to give you the link to at the end of this video. A third, attention centering, I don't know why I can't say centering today.
Hey, it's not your day for that word.
Is visualization. So a lot of times if we're in a stressful or anxiety-ridden state, we can close our eyes and just visualize ourselves in a different place that is relaxing for you. Maybe it's in nature, maybe it's at the ocean, it's your favorite place, a place where you feel good, a place that you like to go to retreat to, and you can just kind of relax your body and your mind. So that also helps with stress and anxiety, is kind of visualization and picturing a place that you really love to be, and you can feel your body relaxing, and you can combine all three of those things that we just talked about: meditation, breath work, or visualization.
Yeah, and one tool for visualization, if some people have a hard time kind of getting into that, if there is some place that you feel really good when you're there, the next time that you are there, intentionally make an imprint for yourself. So for example, there's one particular beach community where my family goes to vacation, and I find such peace and harmony with nature. And I just take my little beach chair down and sit. I love going in the off season when I'm pretty much the only person on the beach, and it's just like me and the sandpipers and the seagulls. But go and make mental note of, this is exactly how this feels. This is exactly how this sounds. This is exactly how this smells. I'm going to remember this. Like, literally take a few moments to make the memory. And then when you attach all those physical attributes to it, when you need to go back to that place, everything in your body, in remembering those physical attributes that you've attached to it, is going to react as though you're there. You're not physically feeling the breeze or the sea spray or whatever, wherever you would go, but your memory is going there, and your body is reacting to that memory. It's just the same thing. And we do this all the time, Kendra. Well, maybe we don't, but people do this all the time. When something ugly has happened to you, bad, an argument or whatever, you're really upset about it. And then that moment ends and you go about your life, and then you see someone and you want to tell them about what happened. And then you feel yourself getting all angry. You feel all the same emotions as you describe it. It's the exact same thing, except we're flipping it and we're bringing forward peace and happiness instead of yuck.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I can even sit in my chair, and the girls, if my eyes are closed, apparently I have a specific look on my face when I'm in my beach chair, and they don't talk to me. They've talked to me a couple times, and I'm like, I'm in my beach chair right now. Get away from me.
Yeah, and wow, what a great point though, because once you take that in and how you feel about it, the smells, like you were saying, the sounds, every little piece. And then when you close your eyes to do a visualization, that'll come to you automatically. It'll be just like you're sitting there in your favorite spot in your beach chair for you, Dr. Jane Mims.
Yeah, the cold sand on my feet in the winter. It's really weird. I'm a huge summer person. Like, I love hot weather and being at the pool and out in the sun. I like being at the beach in the sun, but like my peaceful beach space is like January, cold, sweatshirt, book.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's where I go when I tell the girls to get away from me.
So another thing you can try too, to help with managing your stress and anxiety, and this is really about centering yourself, is work on a project, or maybe you love to paint or sew or do something, cooking or that type of thing. And this all ties in also with physical movement. So I'll take working on a project as a good example. My daughter loves to sew. So when she's in her sewing room, and she can sew anything. This girl can sew anything. You give her a pattern, she can sew it. And she's in her own little world. And so that gives her something else to focus on other than what was causing the stress and anxiety, and just kind of relaxes her. It's something that she's good at, something she knows how to do. And then I have two friends that didn't even realize that they were artists. And I know Dr. Jane Mims is also an artist, and she loves to paint, so she can relate to this. And they started painting to manage their stress. And now one of them is actually, he quit his job and he is a full-time artist. He goes, sells at art galleries. He started out with just managing his stress, and now he has a whole different life. And he used to work in a lumber yard. He's a guy who worked in a lumber yard, and now he's an artist and paints in his own little studio. Isn't that the cool?
That's so great. That's so great. You know, and the thing about it is, all the things that you described, the sewing, the painting, some people gardening, we've talked before about you're not understanding the runner's high, and runners are like, this is it. We all have our different areas that will help get us into that mindfulness, and they're all mindful activities. So some people who don't have that, you know, the runner's high, or the love for running, you know, some other people, you know, yoga might be part of it for you, Kendra. I know that you love hiking, that you love being in nature, and all of those things. What it does is it busies the parts of our mind that get in the way of our peace, so that we can then connect with who we really are.
Yeah.
And it is an active form of mindfulness. That book, The Miracle of Mindfulness, which I'll link in the video description. I'm just going to make a note to do that. But the book, The Miracle of Mindfulness, talks about this, and specifically in washing dishes. You know, usually when people just think about yourself, you have to wash dishes at the sink. You're like, oh, get done, washing the dishes. What do I have to do next? I have to do the laundry. But the point that the author makes is, when you're washing the dishes, all of you should be washing the dishes. You should be feeling the dish and feeling the water, and understanding the way that the soap changes the texture of the water, and like experiencing that. And we don't slow down in our society to do that. So things like painting, running, yoga, woodwork, putting puzzles together.
Yeah.
It takes that busy mind out of it, so that we can
just get that, you know, melt that stress away.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of something. I have a friend who I think would do this. She loved to clean her house. So, you know, like do the floors and clean her. But I think what it did for her, it was something that she enjoyed doing. She took pride in it, for one thing, but it was a stress relief for her. Because she was busy and she enjoyed it and she did a good job at it. So even something that you would think as, like Dr. Jane was saying, a menial task that you hate doing, if you look at it and be present in that whole situation, it kind of takes a whole life on, different life on, and helps with the stress that you're feeling. So it's kind of interesting. Dance is another thing. I was thinking of Mama D, Delisa, who does African dance. And, sometimes I have a tambourine. I have a red tambourine here in my house. So sometimes
a red
take
one.
my tambourine out. But here's the other thing. Remember the other day when I was watching your daughter Holland and her ballet class, which was amazing. I literally got up in my living room and did some ballet moves. And what that does is it just makes you feel so much better and relieves that anxiety or stress that you may be feeling, and gets your mind present and gets your body in flow and movement. So I wanted to let you know that as well.
Yeah, Debbie Jade and I recently recorded a video for this YouTube channel about how music impacts you energetically. And it really does. It can take you to a whole different area, especially if you let your body come along for the ride. And, dance. And I always tell everybody, dance like nobody's watching, even if people are watching, who cares? Because it elevates everything in you, and that elevation of energy will bring more high level energy, and that's what we want.
Even if you're by yourself in your own home. I mean, the third thing I want to mention is reflection exploration strategies. And what this means is, you touched on this earlier, journaling. Journaling is so important. So if you're if you're having stress and anxiety, just getting it on paper, being able to see it, getting it out of your body, your physical body. Because if you hold on to that stress in your body, that's when you're going to feel it. You're going to feel aches and pains, and you're going to feel, unhappy. And if you get that out on paper, you'll be able to take a look and see if there is a pattern or something that needs to be addressed. And B, it just helps you get it out of your physical body and out of your mind. So that helps.
And a good format, if people are like, I just don't even know how to journal. What is it? What is happening? How does it make me feel? And what do I think about how it makes me feel? Do I like feeling like this? Or would I rather feel some other way? And how would I rather feel? That's just a nice little beginner's way to get into journaling for your own emotional health.
Self-monitoring, meaning you could do this along with your journaling, is keep it, if you feel like you're really experiencing a lot of stress, you can self-monitor. In other words, write down on a calendar, okay, I was stressed out this day. And then you can kind of take a look to see if there's any patterns there that need to be addressed with your coach. If you don't have a coach yet, then you need to get one. But it kind of gives you a way so that you can see if there's any triggers, specific triggers that are triggering this stress.
Well, and one thing that I would say here, just as someone who loves data is king. And when you're journaling, especially like you just said, when you're just tracking patterns, it's such beautiful information. I mean, my primary care physician always laughs because, I'll come in and I wear a fitness watch and it syncs with this app. And he's like, well, how much water are you drinking? And I'm like, average of 82.3 ounces a day. And how much sleep are you getting? Somewhere between 6 hours and 58 hours and 7 hours. And so but data, he just laughs because he's like, your whole life, like I can look and see the data and then make more or better informed recommendations for you based on this data. So you might not want to wear a tracker, you might that's fine, whatever, but be your own tracker. It's like women with their cycle, they'll track the days of their cycle, and there's likely a tie there for you ladies. And guys, if you don't think you have a cycle, you're wrong. You do.
Right. 100%. And then, just helps foster self-observation, and it helps you learn more about yourself. And earlier, learning about yourself is really the key to moving forward and living a happy life. You have to know what makes you tick. What triggers
awareness. It's the first key to emotional intelligence.
And then the last thing that we'll talk about is healthy lifestyle values. And so let's talk about that for just a second. We are given a body, one body. We are one person We're here on this earth to do some magnificent things. We were put here for a reason. I truly believe that. Having good nutrition, making sure that you're eating healthy for yourself, and doing some research on that. Some people are doing fasting. I did a couple of fasting events recently, so if that's something that interests you, that's something that we can talk about as well. Having good relationships, making sure that you have people, a tribe, a coach, people that you can go to that respect you and love you and listen to you and adore you and can give you good information and be honest with you.
Yeah, and check out our video description. You have a free tribe to join with us in it. So, accept that invitation, come to the join the Gilded Life tribe. So we're here for you.
The cool thing about our tribe is it's growing. Our tribe is getting bigger. We have so many people coming in to join us in this journey. It's just amazing and so exciting. So you definitely want to do that. And then the last but not least, exercise. I have to say, exercise has been the key to my whole foundation over the past, probably, I've been exercising for many, many years, but really taking it seriously the past 3, 4, 5 years.
Well, I mean, it's your instrument. I know professional musicians, and they take care of their instruments so delicately. This is your instrument. Tune it.
Yeah, especially as you age. And I tell young people this, it doesn't matter what age you are, but time goes by so quickly. If you think back that something that happened to you 10 years ago, I'll take my grandkids as an example. My grandson's 17 this year. So it seems like yesterday he was just a little baby. It's been 17 years. What did I do in that 17 years? Time goes by really quickly. And before you know it, you're going to be in your 40s, 50s. You're going to want to be able to be healthy and active to be able to live the rest of your life. Yeah. Believe me, because you're going to feel.
My mom, when she was fighting cancer, and the doctor said you really need to start building up your muscle mass. Get her some little 2-pound hand weights, and all those years we were like, you really should do this exercise. She was a nurse and a nutritionist, so she knew better. She just didn't take the time to do it. And so when she was fighting cancer and she needed that extra muscle mass to help her, I'll do that later. I'm so tired right now. Meanwhile, the dust built on the weights that she was supposed to be using, and she was unable to fight.
Yeah. And it's a really good way of managing your stress. I know, as we talked about a little bit earlier today, that a lot of times when I get up to go work out, I don't feel like working out, but I tell you, I've never had a workout session that I regretted. It always helps me with the rest of my day. It gets rid of a lot of the stress that I may be feeling about certain situations, and I'm off and I feel great. And so getting some sort of exercise, whether it's yoga, whether it's kettlebell training, whatever, swimming, you name it, walking, hiking, running.
I've never regretted a workout. I've only wished I had done it when I didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and 2 things that I implement in my life for my intentional, healthy living way of life is I drink high quality water and a lot of water. And people are always wanting to know, how much water? I heard 8, 12 glasses. It's not one set amount for each person. You take half of your body weight in ounces, and that's how many ounces you should have a day. So I'm about 140 pounds. I need about 70 ounces of water just to remain healthy. Proper brain function, proper skin function, all your organs can only function properly when they're hydrated. So I make sure to drink a lot of water and high quality water. I drink alkaline water. We have an alkaline water system here. If you're interested in that alkaline water, why I drink it, there's a whole video that I've done to help explain to people, and you can see that in the video description. And the other thing, Kendra, that I know you and I both do is we implement essential oils throughout our whole routines.
Absolutely. So today, the one that we'll recommend today for managing stress is lavender oil. Now, I know you have a little container of lavender oil.
I do, because it was in here when we started to talk about this. I was like, I have my lavender right here because I just put it in my diffuser a little while ago.
One of my favorite scents and smells, and I actually have a lavender oil pillow. This is filled with lavender. and you can unzip it and put lavender oil in here and place it on your bed. So when I take a nap or if I'm going to bed at night, this is what I smell. I actually have lavender body wash right now. I mean, I
There's
love
lavender in so much, but what I want to warn people about is the oils that you're using. A lot of people just, run to the grocery store or run to Stop and Shop or whatever and be like, oh, oil. Don't do that. You have to get high quality. I'd rather you never ever use an oil than use a cheap oil.
right. Does
Good
make a
oils,
difference.
yeah, they can get pricey, but you use, I mean, that pillow to freshen it, 3 drops. I don't
Right.
even know how many drops are in this bottle, but I would venture to say 200. Um, so you need just such a tiny amount. Invest in good oils, and Kendra's actually gonna recommend the ones that she uses. So check out the video description for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think that is all for today.
Yeah, it's definitely not all we have to say on the topic, but it's all we have to.
No. Yeah, it's a good start. And I hope this has been useful to you. If it has, thumbs up, and make sure you pass this on to friends and family who may need it as well. So thankful to have you here today, and so happy to be here with Dr. Jane Mims, and we'll see you next time.
Absolutely. Don't forget to hit subscribe and the little bell so you know when next time is. We'll see you then.
Bye-bye.